This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Jacqueline has the night off. Our top story this evening, a caregiver convicted of beating a World War II veteran with his oxygen tank and then leaving him to die is sentenced to nearly 4 decades behind bars for her crimes. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is here now with more on the story tonight. Jess?
Scott, surprisingly, Elena Erickson took the stand herself today, pleading for the judge's lenience. But because the vulnerable victim barely survived the attack, the judge says she felt a lengthy sentence was in order. Now Erickson will spend the next 38 years behind bars.
I do not regret meeting him and caring him for years.
Elena Erickson would spend nearly every day with 93-year-old Michael Tristano, giving him his medicines, bathing him, even changing his colostomy bag.
I could never understand why a girl of her age would be interested in someone of my father's age except for one reason: money. Because I love him and I care about him.
They met in a grocery store. Erickson describes it as an instant friendship. But the friendship ended on May 15th, 2016, when Tristano was found on the floor of his home, nearly dead. Erickson had beat him over the head with his oxygen tank.
I was the one who found my father laying in a pool of blood shortly after Elena Erickson brutally attacked him.
A jury found Erickson guilty of attempted second-degree murder back in August.
I didn't like her from the beginning, and I didn't trust her motives at all.
Flash forward to today, Erickson's fate in the hands of a judge. Her friends and husband, Michael, taking the stand on her behalf.
I've been with her for 21 years, and she's never even raised her voice to me.
Tristano was also present at Tuesday's sentencing hearing with his family by his side, marking the final chapter of this horrific time in their lives.
He still, has, some questions with trusting, but his health has declined considerably since the attack.
The state asked for a 45-year sentence. The defense hoping for the maximum of 8. Judge Deborah Johns Riva ruling that Elena Erickson will spend the next 38 years in prison.
Tristano did not take the stand today, although he did testify during the trial a few months ago. He's now 93 years old and was a World War II veteran who flew in 35 combat missions in B-17 bombing beginning in January of 1945. Scott.
All right, Jess, thank you. Nearly 36 people are facing federal indictments following a Manatee County Sheriff's Office drug sting. Operation Hot Batch saw members of the Sheriff's Office working with agents from the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Drug Enforcement Agency. The year-long operation confiscated 2.9 kilograms of fentanyl laced with heroin and 2.5 kilos of cocaine. Sheriff Rick Wells emphasized the 34 people arrested are accused drug dealers, not drug users. The DEA warns fentanyl is a deadly drug.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, which is extremely lethal and dangerous and deadly. And just a few grams of this substance can kill one upon just contact or exposure.
At least 20 more people await indictments. The sheriff says they will continue the efforts to get rid of drugs in the community. Sarasota County School District is hiring an Orlando-based attorney to investigate a discrimination complaint. The woman who filed that complaint previously accused Superintendent Todd Bowden of sexual harassment. The district will use tax dollars to pay for Bowden's legal fees along with the investigation. It will be led by attorney Suzanne DeGresta, who specializes in government law and serves as the school board attorney for the Indian River County School District. She charges $180 an hour. Let's get a check now on our Tuesday evening weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Scott. A foggy forecast earlier this morning. Cleared out, though, quite nicely this afternoon, causing temperatures to soar into the low 80s, well above seasonal averages. And that same scenario expected to play out late tonight. Some more fog developing. Beautiful sunset there. And you can see calm conditions out on the waters. Currently at the Sarasota-Braden Airport, clear skies. 71 degrees, and the dew point remains high at 67. And winds are starting to lessen up, so clear skies, light winds, and temperature and dew point temperature getting close to one another. will allow that fog to form again. It could become rather thick. We had advisories this morning for travelers, so that could be issued again by the National Weather Service later on tonight. 72 current temperature in Braden and pretty mild out there. Venice at 70, 68 in Englewood now. A little bit warmer inland areas in Arcadia, mid-70s there, as well as into Wauchula, and still 80 degrees in parts of Highlands County. Some fog already starting to develop to our north, and the forecast model indicating that we'll start to see some of that fog developing shortly after 9:30 tonight and rather thicken up after midnight. More on a forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. It's been 100 days now since the presidential disaster declaration following Hurricane Irma's destructive path through Florida. The state, with help from federal partners, has progressed from response to significant recovery. Some milestones include $2.5 billion in survivors' pockets, more than $1 billion in disaster assistance low-interest loans approved by the U.S. Small Business Administration, $958 million approved for survivors through FEMA, and more than 13,000 temporary roofs installed through Operation Blue Roof. State, federal, and volunteer agencies are all continuing to help rebuild and repair Florida. New generators are headed to veterans' nursing homes across the state. The Florida Department of Veterans Affairs is buying those new generators for 3 of its long-term facilities. The department submitting the request about 3 weeks after Governor Scott issued emergency rules requiring nursing homes and assisted living facilities to have generators and fuel to run air conditioning systems. The amendment was approved the following day. The state has 7 veterans nursing homes, and construction of the 8th is slated to begin in March. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, Royal Caribbean now confirming it had cruise passengers involved in a fatal bus crash today in Mexico. One of the latest on this developing story, and why speed likely played a factor at a deadly train derailment in Washington state. Stay with us.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
The savings are bigger than ever during the Big Finish event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get a brand new Jeep Renegade for as little as $15,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in a new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Or be one of the first to drive away in a 2018 Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
One of Selby Botanical Gardens' biggest annual events of the year happening right now. With a flip of a switch tonight, the entire gardens will light up for the holidays. ABC7's Linda Carson is there now and joins us live with more. Hi, Linda.
Here we are for the 14th annual Lights in Bloom. The people in the audience are specially invited guests. They're volunteers and donors who keep Selby Gardens the beautiful place it is. We've got a giant switch here. We need help throwing it. This is the CEO, Jennifer Romanecki. I know she's been in training for this. And Michael J. Wilson, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, his wife, and 10-year-old son Hayes. Hayes is actually going to flip this switch. We'll help you if you need it. So let's do a countdown, everybody. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Wow! Oh, it is beautiful. And it is open to the public December 21st through December 30th. So not tomorrow night or tonight, December 21st through the 30th, and not Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. You will not find anything more beautiful than this anywhere. So come out for Lights in Bloom, Scott.
Oh, what a sight. What a canvas for all of those lights, that's for sure. Thank you so much, Linda. Let's get now to a developing story in Mexico where Royal Caribbean Cruises says passengers from 2 of its ships have been involved in a fatal bus crash. At least 11 people are reported dead. Royal Caribbean confirmed it had 27 guests on that bus, which was taking them on a tour of some ruins. It's not known yet how many Americans are among the dead, if any. The story is still developing. We'll bring you more information as it becomes available. And we're learning more tonight about that deadly train derailment in Washington State. The debut ride of Amtrak 501, a faster route between Seattle and Portland, tragically cut short Monday morning. Investigators say speed was likely to blame. All but one of its 13 train cars derailing, many crashing onto the interstate below.
It was almost like being inside a dryer machine. It was probably the best visual I could give to it. It was pretty violent. Shook completely to the other side of the train and then back.
There was a lot of metal and a lot of screeching and a lot of just being thrown around.
National Transportation Safety Board is on scene working around the clock. Preliminary findings recovered from the data recorder show the train was traveling at speeds of 80 miles an hour, and that is in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Authorities are also looking into why positive train control wasn't activated. That works like an autopilot to slow down trains if they're going too fast. Officials say it was installed on these tracks, but for some reason, it was not used. A Republican tax bill could be on President Trump's desk as soon as tonight, giving him a first major legislative victory. Speaker of the House Paul Ryan promises the GOP tax reform bill will cut taxes for the middle class and promote economic growth. The bill cuts the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%, and for top earners, the rate is lowered from more than 39% to 37%.
This is the greatest example of a promise being made and a promise being kept. It's been a long, long time.
Democrats say the bill will mostly benefit the wealthy and corporations. A new analysis finds that in a decade, 70% of the middle class will see a tax hike, while 76% of the wealthiest will see their taxes go down. Stay with us. Bob Harrigan is back next with your First Alert forecast.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Well, Bob, the only really weather issue we've had is fog.
Yeah, that's the downside of it, and it can be a serious problem in the morning. You know, commuters, if it gets real thick, and it's very difficult to predict the fog and how thick it will be, but the conditions are favorable for it to happen, and we saw that last night, and sure enough, there was an advisory this morning, Anna Maria webcam showing how thick it was out over Bimini Bay, and then it goes away for a little while, then comes on back. It rolled back in for a couple of, actually an hour and a half, and then cleared out of here by around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Most of it was gone across most of the area, although it stuck around a little longer. Anna Maria, look at this beautiful shot here. This was just recently shot and from Siesta, sent into pics at mysuncoast.com. I appreciate that lovely shot. Looks like the Joshua Tree from the U2 album. Anyway, that's from Joelle Winkle. Appreciate that. And Titan radar picture showing warm conditions as a result of a large area of high pressure to the east of the state. This area of low pressure will stay to the north and move basically from west to east, staying away from us. There will be a weak front that will get close to us on Thursday, but not have a lot of impact in terms of temperatures. Speaking of temperatures, they'll stay warm up until 11 o'clock. Expected to be right around 66 degrees at 11 with a few clouds and maybe even some coastal fog already. Clear skies, light winds, 71 degrees in the temperature. Dew point up there. Humidity 87% and winds are light out of the west-northwest at 3. The high today was above average, 4 degrees shy of the record. 73 is our normal high, so it was well above that. It will stay warm too over the upcoming at least 4 days to 5 days, and then things start to cool down. Indications are that we will get cool now for Christmas. No rainfall to report. For the month now, we're above an inch, but below average slightly for the month and well above average for the year due to all the tropical activity that we saw during the season, the hurricane season. Current fog conditions, we're starting to see an increase already to the north of us, getting close to Pinellas County. And nothing going on here now at Braden and Sarasota Braden Airport, looking good. Visibility at 10 miles right there. That's the maximum you can report at the weather station there. The future wind and fog forecast showing things starting to really thicken up after midnight and then increase up until sunrise and clear out of here around 10:30. Now, some of this sea fog will hang around and could get rather thick again tomorrow night and Thursday morning in advance of that weak cold front. So that could be a concern for boaters and mariners alike, and that will be basically on Thursday morning. That'll be thick along the coast. 72 in Jacksonville right now. Still very warm in Orlando, 76, 77 in Miami, and temperatures currently upper 60s to low 70s near the coast, and into the mid-70s to even 80 degrees now into Sebring. Well, the futurecast showing that this system indeed stays to the north of us and moves off to the east. The high-pressure ridge, which has been dominating our weather, slides off to the east. Here comes the weak front, but just 1 or 2 spotty showers are possible with this on Thursday. but not much rain anticipated. As far as the satellite goes, some showers down into Texas and temperatures cooling down over the northern plain states, but still pretty mild in places like the nation's capital, 52 there, Denver at 51. Snow on the ground, pretty heavy snow across parts of Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, but notice that snow is going to increase. So you're dreaming of a white Christmas, you're heading north, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. We'll start to see some of that snow, as well as Kansas and Nebraska and Iowa. So if you're heading north, I know some people do for just a few days during the holidays. Looks to be very cold too. High in Detroit on Christmas Day, 16 degrees expected. South winds for boaters tomorrow at 10 knots, and the water temperature at 71 degrees. The beaches will see a high of 78. Tides upcoming on your screen. There they are. Sunrise will be at 7:15. Tonight, mostly fair, more fog and warm conditions. 63 for a low. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Near the water, 79. Inland areas will see a little bit warmer, 80 degrees at the airport. And looks like winter will be ushering in warm temperatures. 82 for a high on Friday. Staying to the 80s on Saturday and Sunday. Christmas Eve, front arrives, cooling us down for Christmas Day. We'll be right back after this.
First out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Make your holiday season extraordinary with a visit to your local Alfa Romeo dealer. Experience affordable Italian-crafted luxury and world-class performance, like our 2018 Giulia, just announced as the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. MSRP starting at $37,995. Or drive home in the 2018 Stelvio SUV. MSRP starting at just $41,995. Premium comfort and excellent handling, even in the most challenging conditions. Now's the time to shift into season and reward yourself this holiday. Come in and see us today.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an experienced broadcast engineer to provide technical support for all broadcast equipment. TV broadcast background required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now we honor two amazing Suncoast women, a mother and a daughter who survived a terrible tragedy with courage, grace, and determination. ABC7's Linda Carson has their story.
The Wyatt home in Northport is decked out for Christmas. Kathy Wyatt and her daughter Alyssa say they love getting ready for Christmas. They give thanks for Alyssa's miraculous survival. 9 years ago, Alyssa, then a Bradenton restaurant manager, was brutally attacked.
I was in the restaurant and I was in the office doing my morning opening stuff with the money. I had the drawers out and stuff. And all of a sudden, he was there.
It was Stephen Grant, a former employee. He hit her in the head with this hammer.
20 times.
And he shot you?
Yes, in the back of the head and in the back. Drug me into the utility closet that was right off of the office.
Other employees found her. Police called her mother, Kathy, who rushed to Bayfront Trauma Center.
She was on full life support. There was a chaplain at her bedside ready to give her last rites. They told me she probably would not survive. They said it's going to be a miracle if she survives the next 24 hours.
She was in a coma for weeks and in the hospital for more than 8 months. Meanwhile, detectives quickly arrested Alyssa's attacker. They asked him why he did it.
He told them to that he wanted my job.
Yes.
He got 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole, so he'll never hurt anybody else.
Kathy brought Alyssa here to live with her.
It's wonderful. We just love being together, and we have so much fun together. I have a scooter, and I ride my scooter around, and Mom rides her bike, and we get in the pool. I have a lift that helps me get in and out of the pool.
Alyssa bravely faces her difficulties.
She's doing very, very well. She has some challenges that are tough for her. She has headaches, daily headaches. And she also suffers from acute anxiety and PTSD.
And their life lesson?
I have learned never, ever, ever to give up, even when the doctors say there's no hope, to not lose your sight at the end of that tunnel, that light can shine again.
Alyssa agrees.
There is always hope, so don't ever give up.
However, it is still hard for Alyssa and Kathy to get out and about. So they've decorated every corner of their home, inside and out, with something beautiful and interesting. So everywhere they look, they have to smile. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Wow, what a story. Thank you so much, Linda. They decorated really well, didn't they?
Yeah,
That's
lights in
beautiful.
bloom right there.
Yeah.
Yes, to make feeling the Christmas spirit. What an uplifting story. Obviously, never give up hope. That's a good lesson right there.
Miracles happen every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're looking at nice weather tonight. Only downside again is the possibility of some fog, Scott.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Thank you for joining us. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Our next news at 7, and then again at 11. Hope to see you then.